What's happening? Landlord from Alabama here, back with another video. And today, man, I want to go over the Dallas Cowboys day 3 in the 2022 NFL draft, man. And I really believe that the Cowboys got a lot of value picks and they really got in their bag in day 3. Let's start out with the 129 pick. Jake Ferguson out of Wisconsin, man, a tight end. He's 6'5", 250, and ran a 4.8 in the 40, man. He's not the fastest guy, but I do like his body control and the way he tracks the ball. He look like he got some dependable, reliable type hands, and I like what I see from him. He look like he's the ideal tight end number 2 to Dalton Schultz, and you know, I think he can come right in and start over Sprinkle, man. He was a 4-star recruit coming in from out of high school. He had 46 receptions for 430 yards and like 3 touchdowns, but that led the Badgers in receiving, so he was their biggest weapon and most versatile player on offense, so that's a good pickup, man. We don't need him to be all that. We just need him to be a good number 2 tight end. And he has a long bloodline in football. I think his daddy and his brother play, so that's always a good trait and a good attribute to have when you're a player, in my opinion. So I give this pick maybe like a C+, you know, because it was better tight ends on the board, but I can't get too mad. I like the play. Okay, now at pick 155, Matt Waletzko. And you know, he got the funny name, sound like Let's Go, but he's a huge man coming out of North Dakota State, standing at 6'8", and I think he like 321 pounds. He's a huge titan of a man, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be a load if he can get all the power that he needs. They say he struggled with power, and you know, that's gonna be something that he's really gonna need. Him being tall, he probably struggled with playing a little low and, you know, getting center and being able to have a solid base when you playing the offensive line. So they say he scored a 9.96 on the athletic score. That was like the highest grade they done got since like 1987. I was probably 1 year old, so that's been a very long time. And you know, he's like a big athletic freak. He's a unicorn in that sense, and you know, the Cowboys took a flyer on him. They took a chance, and hopefully it pays off and be a big time addition in the future. I like how nasty he was, man. He was just dominating guys in his conference at North Dakota, and you know, I like what I seen from him, man. He looks like a project. He won't start this year, but I believe he can be a pretty good player, and I get his grade maybe like a C+ to B- somewhere in that range, man. I really like what I seen from him. Okay, at pick 167 out of Fresno State, we got DaRon, cornerback, and I like this guy, man. It looks like he has some length. I think he's standing at 6 feet. He got a lot of length. He's long, he's fast, and physical. He's coming up, putting his nose in the box, and he's not afraid of getting physical and having contact, man. And he plays the ball. He reminds you of a baby Trey Diggs out there, man. He's playing the ball, not afraid, getting his head around, you know, very physical, stays in the wide receiver's hip pocket at all times. I like what I see. Even though he's a small school kid, I don't really worry about that, man. You gotta trust your eye, trust the tape, and I love what I see from this player. And you know, that's our Kevin Joseph insurance, just in case things go awry, his, you know, off the field issues. We got somebody that we probably can plug in, him and Nashawn Wright from last year. So I like the player, man. He's big, fast, physical, and has great ball skills, and all of those are attributes. I would probably give him maybe like a B. Even though he's a small school kid, I love what I see on film. That's a B grade for me. DaRon. Okay, at pick 176, we got Damone Clark, linebacker out of LSU, man. He's standing at 6'2", 234 pounds, ran like a 4.5, And, you know, he's just an athletic beast. He's having spinal fusion surgery. I know that sounds scary, anything involving the back, but they saying he could come back this year, but probably more than likely he going to have to take this as a red shirt year. He'll come back next year and be outstanding. They got him comped to Jabril Cox last year. Might be a lazy comparison because they both went to LSU, but I love what I see from this linebacker, man. He's fast, aggressive, and he's sideline to sideline just like Jabril. And you know, them LSU, SEC type players, they always be hard-nosed, always ready to be physical, and they playing against the best athletes in the country, and he still was standing out, a leader on his team, made all SEC. So, you know, he got the pedigree to be a great player and a big-time steal for the Cowboys in the 5th round. You can't beat that with a stick, man. So you got to give the props to the Joneses and, you know, Will McClay for getting this steal. He might be the steal of the draft. So, of course, my grade on this draft is probably an A. It would be an A+, but, you know, he's not going to impact the team next year. It'll be the year after next. Okay, at 178, we went with John Ridgeway out of Arkansas, defensive tackle, man. He's 6'5", 321 pounds, a big mountain. You know what I'm saying? He's unmovable. He's not getting bullied at all. He's going to be there standing, stuffing the run at all times, man. I love this pick. I love the way he plays. He got super long arms, and, you know, he's a wrestling champ. He got a wrestling background out there in Arkansas, so, you know, he's understanding leverage. It's going to be hard to move this man. He's a big freak of nature, and you got a good attitude. When they did him on the interview, man, he said he coming to Dallas to break necks. So, you know, y'all better look out. I love the way he talking and, you know, his attitude. And I say, you know, Quinn Bohanna, he better get his stuff together, man, because, you know, John Ridgeway is coming, and, you know, they going to have to battle for that defensive tackle spot. And we just got Bohanna last year, so, you know, it's going to be a battle, and they going to have to go at it, fight to the death. You know, the competition level is going to be thick in camp, and I can't wait to see it. So I get this John Ridgeway a pick, maybe an A. He might be one of my favorite late round picks, and we got great value, and he's a steal, especially this deep in the draft in the 5th round. At 193, we got Devin Harper out of Oklahoma State. He's standing at like 6 feet, 210 pounds, somewhere in that range, man. I like what I see from him too. He wasn't like the fastest guy. I think he ran like a 4.5, 4.6, somewhere in that range. You know, I think Cowboys understand that that's one of our biggest holes that we had on this roster, linebacker. And you got Damone Clark out of LSU, but, you know, he's going to be missing some time, so you had to double back, double dip in linebacker. And, you know, the Cowboys understood their situation, so shout out to them, man. I love to see what our team being competent instead of just going out of left field and doing what they want to do. So that's the full list of the draft picks on day 3, man. I love what I'm seeing. This draft rounded out to be pretty strong, in my opinion. And with that being said, man, just holla at your boy, Landlord from Alabama, with the same handle on all social media sites, man. And like I say, 1K, one love, Cowboys Nation. Let's go.